Zach? I got your message. Is it really true that your business trip is going to be extended again?
Hi, honey. Yeah, unfortunately, it's true. I know I was supposed to be back home with you and Juno in 3 weeks, but something came up. The employee who was supposed to replace me at my new post ended up getting into a traffic accident, and he's been hospitalized.
Oh my goodness. A traffic accident? Is it serious?
No, it's not serious, but it's major enough that we'll need to find a replacement for him. He won't be able to recover in time to switch with me. I'm really sorry, but I doubt I'll be able to come home in 3 weeks like we planned for. Basically, I was told my time here is being extended until they can find someone to replace the guy who got injured. It's pretty inconvenient, but there's not much I can do about it.
Yeah, I guess so. It's a shame you'll have to be away even longer. But given the circumstances, I guess it's hard to refuse, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Listen, I'm really sorry about this. I don't think it's going to be a huge extension of time. But it's really disappointing, of course. For all three of us. I thought we were all going to be together as a family for the first time in 2 years. I was counting down the days and everything. I especially feel bad for Juno. She's almost done with 8th grade. She's going to be in high school soon. I want to be there for her.
Well, there's no point lamenting about it. It's work after all. Nothing you can do. And anyway, once they find a replacement for the guy who was injured, you'll be able to come back home, right?
Yeah, of course. But I'm worried it might take a while for that to happen.
I see. But you'll be back eventually, right? I mean, it's not like you're never coming home. We'll just have to be patient for a little longer.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Complaining about it isn't going to make time go faster after all. I have to keep moving forward.
Exactly! That's the spirit. Don't let these things get you down. It might take a while, but once everything has been sorted out, you'll be coming back eventually, right?
Yeah, you're right. We're about to enter a really hectic time of the year at work, so I would like to come back for a bit.
Okay then. Once you find out what day you'll be back, let me know ASAP.
Okay. I'll let you know as soon as I can. Good morning. Sorry for the last-minute notice, but I might be stopping by the house today. There's going to be an emergency meeting at headquarters, apparently. I don't think the meeting should take that long. We'll probably be done by the early afternoon, in fact. And since the summer holidays are starting tomorrow, I thought it might be nice for the three of us to have dinner together. As a family. What do you think? Katie? Are you there? Are you in the middle of doing housework or something? Well, anyway, you can just reply when you see my message.
Hey, Dad? Do you have a minute?
Oh, what's up, Juno? Is everything okay? Weren't you supposed to be at school today? Did summer break already start or something?
I can't get into the house.
What's that?
I came home early from school.
What's wrong? Are you sick or something?
No, that's not exactly right. The thing is,
Is it something you don't want to say to me?
yeah, I don't want to say it, but I'm going to.
What's wrong? Take as long as you need. I'm listening. I'm here for you, Juno.
Well, the thing is, Mr. Crowley is at the house right now.
Who's Mr. Crowley?
He's my math teacher. It seems like he was driving his car around the neighborhood for a while. It's parked out the front of the supermarket down the road at the moment.
Okay. Sorry, I'm not really following. What's the situation? Are you in trouble or something? Is that why Mr. Crowley is there? Come to think of it, your mom should be home at the moment too, but I can't seem to get a hold of her. What's happening?
Dad, Mom is also at home.
Talking with your teacher? So I'm going to ask you again. Are you in some kind of trouble?
No, I didn't do anything. You're not getting it. Mom and Mr. Crowley are having an affair.
Huh? Wait. What?
She's cheating on you with Mr. Crowley. I'm sorry to spring this on you so suddenly. I don't have any photos or recordings or anything that could be considered proof, So I can only ask that you believe what I'm saying. Not that I could blame you if you don't know. I saw them once, cheating on you. I came home early one day, see? And Mr. Crowley realized that I know about the affair. So ever since then, he's been harassing me at school.
Are you serious?
Like you said, I was supposed to be at school today. But I saw Mr. Crowley in the hallway and he started smirking at me, and I got scared thinking he was going to do something to me again. And before I knew it, the tears just wouldn't stop. So I pretended I was sick and came home early because I just couldn't take it. Then, as I was coming home, I saw Mr. Crowley park his car outside the supermarket and then go up the street and into our house.
Okay, I see. You don't need to say anything else. Where are you right now?
I'm just at the local park. There's a slide in the playground there that's just big enough for a person to hide under, you know? I figured people would wonder what was happening if they saw me wandering around in the middle of the day. Like you said, I'm supposed to be in school right now. I don't want to get in trouble, so I'm hiding in the clay slide.
Okay, I know where you mean. I'm on my way to pick you up right now.
Huh? Really?
Yeah, I actually had to go into the head office today, so I just happened to be in town. I just finished up everything I had to do at work, too. I messaged your mother that I'd be around earlier today, but I didn't get any reply from her. And there was absolutely no sign that she'd even read my message. I was wondering what was going on, but I never would have expected it was something like this.
Okay, Dad. I'll see you when you get here.
I'll be there in about 20 minutes. Just sit tight, honey.
Dad?
What's up, Juno?
Please come quickly.
Hey, Zach! You're on break right now, aren't you? Do you have time to talk? Yeah. Good morning, Katie. Good morning, honey. So sorry I didn't reply to your message yesterday. My phone was really acting up yesterday. It's an old model and all now. I should just replace it already, like you keep telling me. I decided to just leave it alone to recalibrate and the battery died. And I was so busy with housework and such that I forgot all about it until the middle of the night. You know what I'm like, huh? So forgetful. I guess so. Oh, and that reminds me. It seems like Juno also tried to contact me, but I only noticed it at the same time as I saw your message. So I heard you picked her up from school and took her for dinner. She didn't come back yesterday, so I was wondering what had happened. I thought she might have gone to Lainey's house, beginning of the summer holidays and all. Yeah, I told her all about how my business trip is being extended for another few weeks. When she heard, she told me she wanted to spend her summer holiday with me over in Chicago. Apparently, she did try to check in with you at home before leaving, but when she got there, the door was locked and she couldn't get in. She left her key at school by accident, and it was too late to go back and get it by then. I was really surprised, you know. We live in such a peaceful neighborhood, so you never usually lock the door. Yes, now I remember. I got called into work suddenly, so I had to go in and help. We're really understaffed at the moment, so I was at the shop until pretty late. You know how it is. Oh, really? But I thought you didn't work on Fridays. Yeah, like I said, it was a last-minute thing. That's right! Someone called in sick at the last minute and they needed me to come in. Recently, so many people at work have been calling in sick. It's chaos. I wonder if there's a cold going around or something. Yeah, who knows? Anyway, I'm sorry you couldn't contact me when you wanted to. That's my bad. I shouldn't have been so careless. You must have been worried about me, right? Yeah, I guess so. Anyway, I'm glad we sorted that out. Me too. I might have surprised you with the sudden change of plans, but don't worry. I got all of Juno's homework and stuff from the school, as well as her key. And I bought her a few essentials so that she can stay with me. Toothbrushes, pajamas, that kind of stuff. I'll send her home at some point when she's ready to go, so don't worry about us, okay? I'm taking good care of her. Okay, cool. At least I know where she is now. See you, Zach. Yeah, see you. Juno, have you finished with your shopping?
Yeah, I'm just about done here. I'm going to take a short break at the mall and then I'll be on my way back to you.
Okay, be careful. Oh, and I just thought you should know. I got a message from your mom.
Oh, really? What did she want?
She just made up a bunch of excuses about why she didn't reply to any of my messages yesterday. She didn't seem particularly opposed to me taking care of you for now.
Well, yeah, I guess that makes sense, all things considered. If I'm not around, she can freely sneak Mr. Crowley in and out of the house whenever she wants.
Juno, are you doing okay?
Yeah, don't worry too much about me, Dad. If anything, I feel a lot better now that you understand what the situation is. It's lifted a weight off my shoulders. I've been really stressed out, wondering how you might react when you found out, if I should tell you, if you'd even believe me if I did. But I'm okay now, so don't bother worrying about me. You can just deal with the situation however you want. I'll understand, no matter what.
Okay, got it. Thanks, sweetheart. I'll settle everything by the end of summer vacation. Just leave it to me, okay? Katie, I don't suppose you have a minute to talk?
Oh, hey! What do you need, honey?
I just have a few things I want to ask you about. It might take a moment, so are you good to talk? Not in the middle of anything?
Sorry, I actually am in the middle of something right now. Do you mind if I get back to you later when I have some time?
Actually, this can't wait any longer. Juno told me how she saw her math teacher, Mr. Crowley, at the house recently. Do you want to tell me why?
Huh? What do you mean? I don't understand what's going on right now.
He's there right now, isn't he? Tell me the truth.
Who? Juno's math teacher? Oh, yes, as a matter of fact, he is here. It looks like Juno left more stuff at the school than we realized after all. Mr. Crowley is just being a gentleman and dropping off the rest of her summer assignments at the house. I'm in the middle of talking with him right now, so whatever you want to talk about can wait until he's gone. Right? He's come all this way just to do something nice for us, so I can't keep him waiting, you know?
Oh, is that right? But it might interest you to know that when I said Juno saw Mr. Crowley going into our house, I didn't just mean the one time.
Huh? Really? Well, maybe he stopped by at some point before. I don't really remember.
Well, let me see if I can enlighten you then. The relationship started around the middle of July last year, so it's been going on for just over a year now. Am I right?
Relationship? I'm really confused here. I don't know what kind of relationship you're talking about.
From the first day of summer vacation when Juno came to stay with me, the two of you have been more or less living together at our home. And that's still ongoing even right now, isn't it?
Oh, come on, Zach. Why would you accuse me of such a thing? I'm your wife. Where are you getting all this?
Hey, don't blame me. I'm just reading out what's written in the detective's report about the situation.
The what now?
Sorry to disturb you in the middle of your fun with Mr. Crowley.
You hired a detective to spy on us?
Yeah, that's the gist of it.
How dare you do that to me? That's an invasion of privacy. You're awful, Zach. I can't believe you would do something like this.
Hey, you took those words right out of my mouth. Can you really accuse me of being awful when you're the one sleeping with the teacher who's been harassing our daughter at school?
What? What are you talking about? What harassment? No. I would definitely know about something like that.
Apparently, Juno spotted you guys cheating one day. And when your beloved Mr. Crowley realized that Juno knew what was going on, he started bullying and harassing her at school.
No way. You're lying. He wouldn't do that. Just what are you trying to say, huh?
Whenever he sees her at school, he threatens her and curses at her when no one is listening. And that's not all. He makes sure all her homework and assignments she submits go missing, so he can give her a 0 for not submitting on time. And one day, when her classmate's wallet went missing, he tried to frame her as the thief who had stolen it. Thankfully, it turned out in the end that the owner of the wallet had just forgotten it at home that morning. So in the end, it turned out all right.
What the hell? Are you serious about this? Would he really do that stuff to Juno? I can't believe it.
The most unforgivable part is, he told our daughter that if you and I end up getting a divorce, there's a high likelihood that you'd end up getting full custody of her.
Oh, is that right?
Even though it's a special circumstance, I still have been away on business an awful lot this year. and it's not unusual for me to be home late. As far as child protection services are concerned, if we split, the custody is most likely going straight to you. Or that's what he told her, apparently.
Huh? Why would he go out of his way to tell her that?
I know Juno hates the thought of her mom cheating on her dad with her own homeroom teacher. I mean, who could really blame her for that? He planted a sense of despair in her about the possibility of having to continue living with her cheating mother and teacher. Apparently, he was amused by her reaction.
Huh? Really? And what does Juno herself say?
She says she wants me to divorce you.
No way. You can't be serious. Did Juno really say that? I can't believe it.
As for me, I finally managed to find someone to replace the guy who was injured. In other words, I'll be able to return home for good by the end of summer vacation. So before I come back, we need to settle things.
What does that mean? You don't need to make it sound so ominous.
Just so you know, I've reported both of you to the school.
You did what?
You should find out later on what's going to happen with Mr. Crowley's punishment. The Board of Teachers are still figuring it out at this moment. But the way things look now, I don't think he'll be able to go back to teaching at the school. And while I was at it, I forwarded a copy of the report to your parents as well. They've read the detective's report and everything.
Are you crazy? What do you think you're doing? If our parents know about the affair, then we'll have no choice to divorce, you idiot!
What are you saying? Of course we're going to divorce.
Huh? No way! Don't tell me you already made up your mind! Come on, Zach. Think it over before you make any decisions. Juno is going to be in high school soon. That's a really important time in a girl's life, you know. Don't you think it would be a better environment for her to have both parents at home?
Don't try to use Juno against me. And speaking of Juno, she hates your guts. If you really want to prioritize her feelings, you should go ahead with the divorce.
If you want to force me to go ahead with the divorce, then fine. Have it your way. But I won't let you have custody of her. Not even on the weekends, okay? You'll never see her again.
In this situation, when we're talking about what's best for Juno, why would you go ahead and say a thing like that?
Well, you know what? If I just marry Wesley, then we'll have the stable, dual-parent household that Juno needs right now. The Child Protective Services will definitely look favorably on that, you know?
Are you sure that's what's best for her? He is the one who's been harassing her, you know. As her mother, you of all people should know what a terrible idea that is. If it comes to that, I think Juno will just want to live with me more and more.
But it's true what you said. It's easier for the mother to get custody in a divorce.
Yeah, you're not wrong. But children also do get a say in which parent they want to live with.
Yeah, they get a preference. So what?
Well, she's already a teenager. She hates you, and the man you've been cheating on me with has been harassing her at school. I think the judge is going to be more than happy to take her preference into account. That's why I was able to take this course of action.
Hold on. Just wait a minute, Zach. Hear me out here.
You can say whatever it is you want to say to my lawyer.
No, listen. Don't do this.
It'd be great if you could pack your stuff and get out by the time we get back.
Just wait a minute, Zach. You're making a huge mistake.
Take your stuff and go.
Please, Zach. Don't leave me.
Unfortunately, Katie and Mr. Crowley were both still there when we got to the house. There was a bit of an altercation because they refused to leave and I ended up having to get the police involved. It was a huge disaster. Shortly after, Crowley was fired from Juno's middle school. I think he shouldn't even be allowed to step foot in a classroom again, but it turns out the law is more lenient than I am. Katie, who had plans to marry Crowley after our divorce, was devastated when he was fired. And she was even more torn up when it came out that she wasn't the only mother he had been sleeping with. She was so mad, in fact, that she ended up sending him to the hospital with serious injuries. And now she has a criminal record. It's not good to rejoice at others' pain, but I have to admit, I was pretty satisfied with the results. Since Katie was charged with assault, I was easily able to receive both alimony and child support. And of course, I have full custody rights of Juno as well. As you can imagine, neither of us wanted to stay in the house where my ex-wife had been sleeping with Juno's math teacher. In the end, we sold the house and moved to a smaller, but nicer place. And so began my life as a single father. With the help of friends and family, we've been able to get by, and I've been spending every day by her side as our hearts heal together.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more like it, hit the like button and consider subscribing to the channel.
I'm done here at work, Olivia. Getting on the train now. Didn't you say you had the day off today?
Yeah, all the part-timers got the day off today. I've already made our dinner.
Thanks. Did you get to relax at all today? I think you need it.
Yeah, today was the first time in a while that I've had the whole day off. It was nice to get a chance to really relax. I'm always working these days. It's a shame I'll have to go back to work tomorrow.
I'm glad you got to unwind a little bit. Are you doing okay, though? Like, in general?
Huh? What do you mean? Why wouldn't I be okay?
I mean, I know you have the day off today, but you've been working at least 2 jobs almost every day. I just thought that it must tire you out. It's not sustainable.
Aw, thanks for worrying about me. I'm totally fine, though. You don't need to worry, Alex.
It's just that you said you wanted to be a housewife when we got married. I thought you didn't want to work anymore. But lately, you've just started working so much again. It's fine if that's what you want, but I can't help but worry about you. You don't have to do this if you don't want to.
I guess that's true. I didn't want a job back then. But I'm only working now because I want to.
Even if that's true, you don't really have to work this much, do you? I'm making more than enough for the both of us to live off of. Please don't overwork yourself, Olivia.
Thank you for saying that, Alex. I'm grateful that you work so hard for us. For our family. I never have to worry about money because of you.
Well, then you don't need to overwork yourself so much, right?
I just thought that I shouldn't be taking advantage of you. I wasn't making any money before. We might have a baby to take care of soon, too. What would happen if you got sick and couldn't work anymore?
Well, I guess. I can't guarantee that that won't happen, but...
Exactly. We can't predict the future. If that happened, wouldn't it be better if I was already working? We wouldn't need to scramble for an income. And I'd like to save up a little if I can, too. Just in case. It would be better for both of us that way, right?
I guess it can never hurt to have a little bit saved up. I've actually been saving some money, too. I also have some investments, and I've been putting some money into stocks. I guess I'm glad if you can save up some money as well. Thank you, Olivia.
No problem. So don't worry about it anymore. I can handle it. I want to pull a little weight for our family too, you know. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I guess I can't object when you put it like that.
Thanks for understanding.
I still think you should rethink the way you're going about it, though. If you keep going like this, I think it could be bad for your health. You're just working too many hours. That wouldn't be good for a baby either. If you got hurt, I mean.
I probably can't right away, but I was already planning on decreasing my hours once things calm down at work. Don't worry.
I really think that's best. That way, I won't have to worry as much either. I've really been upset about how much stress you're under. Oh, by the way, can I ask you one more thing? I was going to bring this up yesterday, but I forgot to.
What is it? Is something wrong? Is it something you didn't want to bring up?
No, it's just that yesterday, you came home a little late, didn't you? I was going to ask you when you got home, but I never did because you weren't home until later. It just slipped my mind. What did that big envelope addressed to you end up being? The one that came, I guess, a month ago now?
Oh, that wasn't anything special. Last month, I had just started applying for jobs, remember? I had to submit my own background check for the place. I guess some places let you do it yourself, as long as the results you submit to your employer are in a sealed envelope when you hand it in. I don't really get it, but I did as I was told. Don't worry about it.
Oh, I see. That's good then. Well, I'm going to get home soon, so see you in a little bit.
I'll warm up the dinner. See you soon.
Alexander, sorry to interrupt you while you're at work, but it's pretty important, so I'd like you to respond as soon as you can. What's the matter, Harry? You usually call. I don't think you've ever been the one to message me before. I always message you. Well, I just thought it would be better, since you're at work right now. I didn't want to trouble you with a call. By the way, how are things at your job? Is everything running smoothly? No problems. Thanks to Olivia, things are great right now. After all, she's also been working hard lately. I don't have to worry as much about work as I did when I was single. Now I can be more relaxed at work. Are things really going so great right now? I know it might be embarrassing, but I'm just going to come out and say it. You haven't gotten a pay cut or anything lately. Be honest with me. No, nothing like that happened. I'm totally fine at my job. Actually, I got a raise this year. It's all thanks to Olivia. I would be much more stressed out without her. I don't think I would have been able to accomplish anything special at work. You really got a raise. Then tell me why things have come to this. Why are you treating my daughter this way? What's the point? Wait, what do you mean by that? I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, don't you play dumb with me. My daughter just asked to borrow over $8,000. Why aren't you giving her enough money to live off of? You should be able to support her. $8,000? What do you mean she doesn't have enough to live off of? I hear that she's working so hard because you don't even give her enough money to pay for her daily expenses. So she asked me to cover her food and everything for the time being. What on earth are you doing here? What am I doing? I don't understand. I don't think that I'm doing anything. How could you say that? You go and make my daughter cry, and now you won't take any responsibility. You should be ashamed of yourself. But I've been giving Olivia more than enough every month. I thought that would go to our living expenses. She is the one who buys the food and everything. To be honest, I'm giving her $4,000 a month to handle everything that needs to be paid for in regards to living expenses. $4,000? You're giving her that much every month? That's right. You said that you worked in finance, didn't you? I suppose you might make enough to afford it. Yes, I'm fortunate enough to be able to afford it with my salary. But if you're telling the truth, that would make what my daughter said to me a lie. I guess that must be true. Look, before she married you, Olivia would never keep in contact with me. I'm grateful that that's changed because of you. You've been a great son-in-law. But this is a different story. I can't just believe you. It would be hard for me to accept that my own daughter lied to me about something so important. I understand. You don't have to take my word for it. If you can't believe me, I can send you my bank statements. Because I know about finance for my job, I manage all our money except for our living expenses. There's a few accounts I can show you. No, if you're willing to be that open about it, then I can believe you. I'm sorry for accusing you of lying. I didn't mean to offend you. It's fine. Thank you for believing me. I'm more concerned about what could be going on with Olivia. She needed $8,000 so badly that she was even willing to lie to me to get it. Something might have happened that she felt she couldn't tell me about. I hope she's all right. Well, about that. Lately, there have been some strange things going on with Olivia. Like what? She suddenly started working multiple jobs at once, even though she wasn't working before. And on top of that, letters from a lawyer addressed to her keep coming in the mail. Is that so? Yes, although Olivia doesn't know that I figured out that the letters were coming from a lawyer. I thought it was really strange that she hasn't said anything to me about it. That is strange. I understand the situation, although I'm just as clueless about it as you are. So, what are you going to do about this? I'll try asking her about it. I can bring it up in a roundabout way, so she doesn't get defensive. $8,000 is a lot of money, no matter what the reason she needed it is. I think that we have to find out what she needed it for. I see. It's probably best if I don't ask her about it for now then. If I act too suspicious of her, she might think I suspect something, and you might not be able to find anything out about it. I'll leave it up to you, Alex. Thanks, Harry. Sorry for the trouble.
Sorry it's so late, Alex. I wish I could spend more time with you at home. I'm coming home now. Have you eaten dinner yet? If not, I can pick something up on the way.
No, that's fine. I already ate. I hope you had a good day at work today.
Thank you, I did. I hope work went well for you too.
Thank you. Things are actually going pretty well at work.
Well then, maybe I'll just stop by the store and head home. Did you have any food left over? I could eat whatever you had.
Oh, I just made some pasta. There's a little left. There's enough sauce for it, but I don't think it will be enough for a meal. Why don't you pick up a couple side dishes while you're at the store?
Sounds good. I'll do that. Anyways, I'm so tired. I feel like I'm gonna fall asleep as soon as I get home.
Are you still doing okay? I don't mean to go and bring up how much you work and everything again. I don't want to bug you. But just be careful, okay? One person can only handle so much.
I know. I'm already keeping track of my health. You don't need to worry about it.
Anyway, is there some reason you need to work this hard? Did you want to buy something? If you tell me what it is, I could buy it for you.
I already told you. I'm saving for our future. You don't need to worry about it, Alex.
Well, that's fine if that's really what's going on. I just hope you aren't forcing yourself to work this hard. You can come to me about anything. But anyways, another letter for you came today, you know.
Oh, did it really? I'll take a look when I get back, so just leave it for now.
I can leave it for you if that's what you want. But why are you getting letters from a lawyer? I'm a little bit worried about it.
What? Did you read my mail without my permission?
No, I didn't read it. I didn't even open it. You don't have to open a letter to see the return address. Don't you think that I would be at least a little bit curious why my wife is getting letters from a lawyer? Or do you think there's something wrong with that? Sorry if I crossed the line.
Of course there isn't anything wrong with that. We are married after all.
Good. I thought so. Well then, can you explain what this letter was about? Have you been seeing a lawyer? Like I said, I'm curious about it.
It's not anything serious. Remember when I was in that little car accident a while back?
Oh yeah, when you ran into the neighbor's fence. But that was already settled, wasn't it? Miss Garcia already had it repaired. I thought it was no big deal.
It was settled already, but some kind of post-accident report, is that what it's called? Is still supposed to come. The letter must be related to that, I think. Don't worry about it. I can deal with it.
Thank God. Why didn't you just say that from the start? You have me all worried about it. I kept thinking of random scenarios in my head.
What kind of scenarios do you mean?
I thought you were hiding something from me. I was worried something had happened to you, or even that it was something bad you had done. It hurts to think that way about someone you love. If anything serious ever happens, please let me know. I'm here for you.
Oh, I suppose so. Thank you. I will.
You promise? Anyway, I'm gonna take a shower and get ready for bed. See you soon.
Yeah, sounds good. See you soon. Alex, when did you say you were going to get home today again? I already made dinner for us.
Oh, you're already home?
Yeah. It's rare for me to get home before you, huh? So, when will you be back home?
Oh, sorry. I don't think that I'll be able to come back home tonight after all.
What do you mean? Did something happen at work?
No, I just went to meet with someone. I'm out of state, so I'm probably going to have to stay here for the night.
Outside the state? Why? Who did you go to meet?
Your ex-husband.
Huh? Wait, what do you mean? This is my first marriage, Alex. I don't have any ex-husband.
He's right here in front of me, Olivia. Do you think lying like that would fool me in this situation? He's not here right now, but I've also met your son.
So, I guess you really are there with him then.
You know, I was pretty surprised when I found out about your ex. But even then, I never would have thought that you even had a baby you were hiding. Did you know he's already in preschool? Apparently, he's pretty smart. It seems like your ex is taking really good care of him.
I see. No, I didn't know. But how? How the hell did you find out about my ex-husband?
From your lawyer's letter. It had your ex's name and current address. I came here to see what was going on.
Didn't I tell you not to read those letters? You invaded my privacy! Even for a married couple, there are some things that are still off limits.
You say that, but what about even for a father and daughter? There are some things that are still off limits. I know that you went and lied to your dad in order to borrow $8,000. That's totally out of line. I had to find out what happened.
Well, I mean, something came up. I had nowhere else to turn.
I know what came up. You haven't been paying your child support. You haven't even made one payment, have you? Because of you, your ex's life is falling apart. He's gone into debt.
Falling apart? There's no way that's true. He never said anything to me. Wouldn't I know if something was wrong?
Please. He's just been holding back because he didn't want to disturb you in your new life. You obviously didn't want to get involved.
If that's true, then he should have just held back and not disturbed me. He doesn't care about that. Instead, he suddenly starts issuing his demand for all the missed payments in full. And he goes and says that if I don't pay, he's considering his legal options to collect by force. Not to mention that now he's going crying to you. I can't believe he acts like he's the victim. It's his fault I'm in this situation, that I have to go through all of this trouble.
If that's the case, and if he didn't bother you about it before, then didn't you consider he must have had a reason for demanding payment? Things are really bad here. Did you even read what his letter said?
Of course I did. So what? So his son is sick and he needs money for the treatment.
His son? What you just said speaks volumes about your character. Well, you can see why he needs the child support, can't you? It's not like your ex-husband has done anything wrong. He needs the money for your son. He might die if he can't have the procedure.
So I have to pay him just because he hasn't done anything? I've been living my own life since marrying you. We're happy together. That marriage is over. Why should I let my kid from back then get in the way of that? He's just a thorn in my side.
A thorn in your side? How can you talk that way about your own baby? He never did anything to you.
We got divorced right after he was born. He's basically a stranger to me. And anyway, I got the $8,000 for him. I even started working to repay my dad. I'm doing everything I should. He has nothing to complain about. There's nothing more I could have done.
But that's just because you wanted to avoid legal action. You didn't do it because you care about your son.
Who gives a damn why I did it? I ended up paying child support. What more could you ask for? Besides, this should be a problem between me and my ex-husband. It's none of your business, Alex. Why do you have to butt in on personal matters?
Exactly. It is none of my business. You're right. But I can't ignore what you've done this time. I can't believe your behavior. I want a divorce. I can't be married to someone like you anymore.
Why? What makes you think that? Are you mad that I didn't tell you about my ex? Or my kid? Do you want me to apologize for that or something? What's your problem?
I don't care about that. I'm not the one with the problem here. I really don't think you can blame anyone for the divorce but yourself, Olivia. Who got custody of your child was between you two. If you both came to an agreement that you wouldn't see him anymore, I can't say there's anything wrong with that.
Then what are you so bothered about?
I already told you what upset me. You said your own son was a burden to you. Something that got in the way of your comfortable life.
But it's the truth!
I knew you didn't deserve to be a mother the second you were able to say that without any trace of guilt. What a horrible thing to say. On top of that, you never paid for child support, as if you don't care what happens to your son. And you act like this even when you knew your son was sick this whole time. Do you think I would want someone like that to help me raise my kids?
But it's only because we were divorced. We're not divorced, Alex. If we had kids, don't you think that I would take good care of them? I would love them.
Oh, great. So to rephrase that, if we ended up getting divorced, you wouldn't take care of our kids and would stop loving them. Is that what you're trying to say?
You know that's not what I meant. I was just talking. Stop trying to pick apart everything I say.
No, what I said is true, even if it's not what you meant. If you really did care at all about your son, you could have told me the truth. I would have helped you make the payments. We can afford it. You had no reason to lie to your dad like you did. He would have helped you too.
If I told you about it, it would have messed up our new life together. There's no need to drag up the past.
Yeah, that's why you didn't tell the truth. Because you care more about yourself than your son. You probably didn't give a shit about what happened to him. That's all in the past for you, right? I've seen through you. Now I know what you're really like.
Don't talk like that. You're being too cruel.
You're the one who is cruel. You brought all this on yourself with your own lies and heartlessness. You need to accept the consequences of your actions. After that, Olivia and I ended up getting a divorce. Her father also ended up finding out about what she did and decided to cut off his relationship with her. Of course, he still demanded that she pay back the $8,000 in full, and I'm also seeking damages from her in court. I feel bad for what happened to her ex-husband, but because of this incident, he got the $8,000 he was due, and I hear their son's condition has improved a lot since then. Olivia was a terrible mother, and only ended up paying the money because she selfishly wanted to protect herself from any legal action. However, because she protected herself in that way, her son's life was saved. So I don't think that only bad things came out of it. From now on, I think that they will keep demanding payment from Olivia, so she won't stop working anytime soon. No matter how hard it is, no matter how painful, I sincerely hope that Olivia can face her own wrongdoing and pay them back for it. That should be the least she can do to make up for this.
Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please take the time to leave a like and subscribe to our channel for more videos.
Hey, Yvonne! What do you think you're doing, not coming to work when there are important customers coming? You need to be in the office. Do you want our company looking like it's staffed with slackers during important negotiations? Pick up your phone or respond.
I'm sorry it took so long to respond, Mr. Smith.
Get back to work.
I'm sorry, but I can't do that. My mother's funeral is today, so I'm out on bereavement leave. I've already received permission to take the day off.
Huh. Bereavement leave.
Just this past week, my mom passed away due to illness. We managed to finish up the preparations for the funeral yesterday, and today is the ceremony. Knowing that the ceremony would be on a work day, I contacted Julie, my division supervisor, and she confirmed the leave. She also helped arrange for another employee to handle today's negotiations in my place, so I don't think there should be any issues.
So, you're saying you got someone to cover for you? That's just pathetic. You can't ever seem to stand up on your own, can you? You're always relying on someone else. Do you really think it's acceptable to push your workload onto someone else while you go and take a vacation day? For an employee as low as you to think you can do something like that, you must really think highly of yourself, huh?
I'm sorry, sir, but it's not a vacation day. It's bereavement leave. I have a right to take time off. Since I'm an only child, I've got a lot of responsibilities regarding the funeral to take care of, too. I don't have any siblings to help share the burden.
Yeah? So what?
I mean, I'm sorry that this seems to bother you, but I can't really help it.
Look, just because your poor little mommy died doesn't mean you should be causing this much of an uproar about it.
How could you say something like that?
Now, you listen up. Any truly productive member of society knows that one's work comes before all else. No exceptions. So hurry up and get over here.
Unfortunately, I can't do that. It's not even a matter of whether I want to or not. It's quite impossible.
What's this now? Are you going to try to come up with some other pitiful excuse now?
I am currently quite far away from the office. From my mother's house where I am now, it would take over 4 hours by plane to get there. And that's not counting how it would be next to impossible to even catch a flight in such a short time.
What? So you're actually serious? You're telling me that even though you knew these crucial negotiations were happening today, you went traveling to someplace such a long distance away? How utterly irresponsible can you get?
Yes. As I've said multiple times, I am on bereavement leave.
Okay, then I'll be expecting you to be coming in bright and early tomorrow.
I'm sorry, but given that the death in this case is that of my mother, I took bereavement leave for the entire week.
Well then, I guess I have no choice but to cut your salary for the next year.
I'm sorry?
That's your penalty for not coming in today. If I don't see you in here tomorrow, then you're also not getting any bonus this year. And if I don't see you the day after tomorrow, you're fired.
Even if you're the president of the company, I don't think you have the power to make such unreasonable threats.
Oh, you think so? You said it yourself. I am the president. I make the rules around here. Not you, not anyone else. Now, if you finally understand, then hurry up and come back here and get to work. No one is going to do your work for you. I'll make sure that it's all ready and waiting for you to handle.
You're heartless.
All I'm doing is teaching my employees to be more aware of what's important. I think you should be thanking me for this valuable educational opportunity. Well, I've told you what's what, so I don't see any reason to waste any more of my valuable time dealing with you. If you don't want to be fired, you would better make sure I see you at work tomorrow.
Good evening, Yvonne. Good evening, Julie. Did everything go well today? Yes, everything went fine, thank you. First, I wanted to offer you my condolences for your loss. Thank you. I'm doing my best to hang in there. I'm sorry to have left so much work for you and the rest of the division to deal with. Please don't worry. I understand completely. Sure, thanks to the negotiations today, we've got more discussions to deal with in the future, but at least we're not in our busy season. Your replacement was able to handle the conference wonderfully. The customers all got a clear idea of the benefits we offer, so there weren't any problems. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. Thank you for letting me know. The only real problem left is Adam. So, I'm guessing he said something to you? Yeah, he's unfortunately the same as always. He was shouting at everyone else to stop doing any work that was assigned to you. Seriously? Yeah. For how much he was warning us about keeping up a good appearance for the customers, he certainly did his best to make us look bad. Don't worry, we aren't going to just ignore the work he left behind like he asked us to. Things have been hard enough for you as it is, and we're not about to try to pile on more stress. In fact, after he gave that ridiculous order and we all replied with our usual, "Okay, understood," like we always do, he just up and left the office with a smarmy smile on his face. Wow. And he thinks we'll make the company look bad? Sorry you had to deal with all of that. There is nothing you have to apologize about. It is your right as an employee to take bereavement leave. No one should be trying to take that from you, and anyone who thinks they should is a horrible person. Please, take your time dealing with your mother's affairs, and do not worry one bit about things over here. Okay, thank you very much. But what is it? Well, it's about that thing we talked about a little while ago. Ah, right, I see. Yeah, this certainly seems like the right time to me. After seeing everything that happened today, I had the same thought cross my mind. It's been about a year since the previous president suddenly passed away. Since then, his son has just been treating the company like his own personal plaything, doing whatever he wants and barking orders like there's no tomorrow. I still can't believe he tried to propose to you. I'm surprised you didn't leave the company right then and there. To be honest, I thought he was making some sick joke. At least, I hope he was. Well, regardless, ever since you rejected him, he's just been a whiny brat who's constantly trying to antagonize everyone. You haven't even seen what he wrote to me today. He practically spit on my mother's grave, he was so disrespectful. I'm telling you, Julie, I'm at the end of my rope here. I can't take any more of this. I'm sorry if this might be a bit sudden, but I feel like we should really start acting on our plans. Agreed. Don't worry about us over here. You just take your time to work through everything on your end. I will. Thank you so much. I'm glad to have you on my side.
Hey, Yvonne! It's past opening hours. You should be at work by now. You didn't forget what I told you 2 days ago, did you? That does it. What makes you think it's acceptable to take a whole week off for a mere funeral?
Good morning, Mr. Smith.
This isn't the time for pleasantries. You're in big trouble. You are completely worthless to the company. You're fired. No matter how much you cry or beg, I'm not going to change my mind. It's too late for apologies. Well, actually, now that I think of it, I'm not that heartless. If you really want to keep your job, I can think of one way that you might be able to stick around here.
Oh? And what might that be, if I might be so bold?
Actually, I'll be generous. I won't just offer you one way out. I'll give you 3 whole choices. 1. You can get on your knees, kiss my feet, and beg for your job, specifically saying, "Oh, please forgive my rudeness, master." 2. Become my personal maidservant and greet me every day when I come home with, "Welcome home, master. How may I serve you?" 3. Agree to live in the doghouse in my garden, following every command I give you for the rest of your life. So, hurry up and choose.
Well, this has to be the easiest choice I've ever seen. I'll take option 4. I've already sent my notice of resignation.
Hold on. You did what?
I'm sure it has arrived at the office by now. I sent it via registered mail, and I've been keeping track of its progress. You're not about to claim that you haven't received it when I have written proof showing otherwise.
Wait. Hold on a minute. What are you talking about? Your resignation notice?
I'm sorry, Adam. Is that word too big for you? It means I'm quitting the job. I'm leaving. I'm not working for you anymore.
No, that's not what I mean. And it's Mr. Smith to you. Show some respect to your superiors. Do you really think I'll allow you to do something like this?
I don't believe there is any rule forbidding me from sending my resignation notice by mail. Adam. As for the cases that I was managing, they can easily be transferred to other employees with little trouble. So with all that said, I am resigning from the company. There's nothing that you can say or do to convince me otherwise.
Oh, is that so? Oh yes, I see how it is. You're a complete imbecile. And to think you could have been living a carefree life with a president for a husband, if you had just accepted my proposal. And just as I was thinking that a woman as greedy as you couldn't possibly exist in this world, you say you're going to resign. That's just ludicrous. To think that in this day and age, someone would just willingly plunge headlong into unemployment. I'm laughing so hard that my stomach is starting to hurt.
So you really are just living in your own disgusting little fantasy world, huh? I don't think there's anything I need to say at this point. Goodbye, you pathetic wretch of a man.
Answer the phone! Yvonne! Is this all you're doing? Answer me! I know you're there!
Oh, it's you. Hello, Adam. What is it?
Don't make me repeat myself. I asked you if you're the one who did this.
I'm sorry. You can't just ask if I did this if I don't know what this is. Try using your words. Or does the poor little president not understand how communication works?
Cut the disrespectful crap and answer me!
Look, it's been a couple months since I left the job, remember? If you don't explain what it is you're talking about, I'm never going to be able to answer your question.
The planning and managing departments. Every single member of them sent in letters of resignation. All at once, too. You were in the management department, weren't you? You had to have planned something out with them. What the hell did you do?
I think you're misunderstanding things here. Whether or not I've done anything isn't what you should be thinking about.
Stop speaking in riddles and tell me what you mean.
Well, it's about Julie, the leader of the management division. Recently, she actually managed to start her own business.
Her own business?
That's not all. I was offered a job there some time ago.
What?
Well, my resignation was actually a little earlier than I was originally planning.
You do realize that you're stabbing this company in the back, right?
I am sorry? There certainly wasn't ever a non-compete clause in my employment contract.
Who cares about that? You had been working here for what? 6 years, right? Even after we had been employing you for 6 years, you just up and left without a shred of remorse. Don't you have any company loyalty?
You think this is a matter of loyalty? I don't think you really remember how things went back then. If I hadn't sent my letter of resignation, I would have simply been fired anyway, remember?
What do you mean?
That's not all either. The only person I felt any obligation to was your late father, the original president. After you took his place, you didn't treat anyone here with the slightest bit of respect. You treated the company worse than a dog treats a chew toy. You just did whatever you wanted, regardless of the consequences. A president who doesn't appreciate his employees or the company he runs deserves no respect or loyalty from any of his staff.
How dare you?
Well, I think you've got your answer, so are we done? I really need to get back to work.
Wait, hold on. I'll delete the records of your resignation, so just come back here.
I'm sorry, what?
You'll work here, starting today. Okay? Be here in no more than 1 hour.
No.
Excuse me. Are you not listening to a thing I'm saying?
Why should I?
This is an order from the president.
Yeah, the president of a company I no longer work for. I have no obligation to listen to a thing you say.
I told you I'm erasing the records of your resignation, didn't I?
And I'm telling you, no. I won't agree to rejoining your company.
How dare you?
Oh, and by the way, about those 2 departments that resigned? Those 16 people? Have you ever considered that the reason why they all resigned at the same time was because of you?
What? No. There's no way that I could have made that many people leave. You had to have done something. You or Julie. This isn't my fault. I've been doing a great job.
Ah, so that's what you think then. I guess you never woke up from your fantasy world, huh? To work under a president who's little more than a decoration. One who is president in name only and does no actual work. Working under someone like that only brings despair and resentment. No employee would willingly continue working in that sort of environment. And that's not even getting into how much you've been harassing me, in more ways than one.
What are you saying?
I've only got one more thing to tell you. For you to disrespect my departed mother and throw all kinds of abuse at me for attending her funeral with no remorse. If any president acts like that to their employees, sooner or later, things would end up like this. I guarantee it. After I resigned from that company, I started working at Julie's startup and helped her with all sorts of things. At first, I thought she would only bring a few other former employees with her. But Adam's tyranny also had an impact on the customers, and they turned away from him as well. Those clients then turned to Julie's company, and we started getting all sorts of work contacts. This, combined with Julie just being a very well-liked person already, led most of the former employees to her new business. It got to the point that essentially every single employee of Adam's jumped ship to Julie's company. Eventually, all of the clients switched over to working with us too. So, in the end, that disgusting man's actions drove his late father's company into total bankruptcy, and the business collapsed. Having been crushed by a mountain of debt, now he's living a life of destitution, grumbling and cursing how no one would work for him. With how horribly he treats everyone he sees, the local kids have started throwing insults at him just to record his actions for internet videos. Thank you very much for watching. Please be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Please look forward to the next video.
Mom, please open the door for me.
No way! You do know that Sebastian is already here, right? Do you seriously want to keep on disturbing us like you're doing right now?
That is not what I want. But you do know because Sebastian came without any prior notice today, I didn't have the time to put on my shoes when I dashed out in a hurry. I could get hurt going around barefoot outside. Just let me get my shoes.
So what if you get hurt? You should have brought your shoes with you when you left. And don't give me any excuses for your laziness and mistakes. I don't want to hear them. Plus, it doesn't matter to me because I won't be the one getting hurt anyways. By the way, Mia, you know the rules, right? I don't want to have to remind you of them every time.
Yeah, I do. I won't go home until you give me a call. Also, I should hide as much as I can from people so they won't see me. Am I right?
Yes, I'm glad you know it well. You're only in 6th grade. I could get in a lot of trouble if people see you wandering by yourself outside this late in the day. The police could take you away from me if you get caught. With that being said, I'm assuming that you will not be causing any trouble for me, right?
I told you that I won't. But like I asked earlier, just let me wear my shoes. It sure would attract a lot of attention if people see a girl walking on her bare feet. You don't want to see that happen, right, Mom?
Excuse me? What are you talking about? Are you trying to parent me?
I'm just trying to make sure I don't cause more trouble for you. I'm not trying to parent you at all.
If you don't want to cause trouble, then don't ever text me again for something so trivial like this. What are you gonna do if Sebastian thinks that I'm cheating on him because you won't leave me alone just for those damn shoes? Are you gonna take all that responsibility? I'm assuming you're not gonna, right? Then stop complaining and do what I tell you to.
Sorry. In that case, I'll be at the park I usually go to and wait until you guys finish.
That's what you should have done in the beginning, like a good child. You do know that I'm your mother, right? There are no daughters who would disobey their mothers in this world. Do you understand what I'm saying? With that being said, I believe that you, Mia, are not one of those girls who do the opposite. Am I right?
Yes.
I'm assuming that you know what to do and what not to do. I know that you're a smart girl, Mia, so don't prove me wrong. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I will not text or call you unless you do it first. Also, I will not go home before you allow me to. I will try my best to not let people see me. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Anyways, I gotta go now since I'm busy. Do not text or call me before I tell you to.
Okay, fine. When Sebastian's gone, let me know. I'll be waiting. Hey, Sebastian, sorry to bother you. I need to talk to you about something. Do you have a moment now?
Hi, Mia. Is anything wrong at your house? Are you on your way home from school right now?
Yes. I'm sorry about what happened the other day. I didn't know that we would run into each other as you were heading home.
Oh no, don't say that. You know how much I appreciate you for everything you do, right? I mean, every time I go to your house, you would always go sleep at your friend's house. It makes me feel bad. I hope there's no hard feelings there. You're always so kind and considerate towards me. You're such a lovely girl. Thank you, really.
Is that what my mom told you?
Yes, Nancy told me. You arrange sleepovers at your friend's so I can be with your mom, right? Wait, did I get it wrong or something?
No, my mom's words are right.
I see. Well, you have some good friends then, Mia. Make sure to be nice to your friends who let you sleep at their house. Once you become an adult, your friends just all disappear.
Really?
Yeah, I don't see any of my friends from school anymore, with no exception. You probably won't believe this, but adults have very few friends. Did you know that? So it's not like I don't care about my friends or anything. In fact, it's just because I don't really have any. But anyway, excuse me for telling you about things that have nothing to do with you.
No, it's totally fine. Please don't mind too much about me.
Oh right, I wanted to ask you about this, but didn't get the chance last time. The other day when I saw you, you didn't have any shoes on. What happened right there? Was there anything wrong?
I accidentally lost them on the way home, but I was too lazy to look for them, so that's all.
Oh really?
Yes, that's all there is to it.
I see. By the way, did you by any chance walk on your bare feet a lot when you were a baby or something? I mean, I used to walk on my bare feet all the time. It actually feels really good. Do you feel the same way as me?
You mean like running on your bare feet on the school's playground or something?
Exactly, that's what I'm talking about. I used to finish the entire mile run on my bare feet. To my surprise, though, I was able to run pretty fast. That's why I fell in love with running barefoot. Do you know any kids from your class doing the same thing, Mia?
No, I've never seen anyone do that. Our teacher would get mad at us if we did. I would also get in trouble at home.
Oh, really? Well, I guess no mothers like to see their child get hurt. But are you alright, Mia?
What do you mean?
Never mind, but let me know if you get hurt or don't feel very well, okay? Like I told you before, I like running barefoot, so I'm good at emergency procedures related to foot injuries. Anyways, if you let me know the emergency you're in, I can take care of it with my first aid skills.
What the heck is first aid skills? It sounds weird.
Well, I'm not a medical professional. It's not easy for an amateur like me to know so much about first aid. But anyways, I guess you're right. It's nothing to brag about.
Not at all. I actually feel a bit better now.
Really? I'm happy to hear that. At least now you know that texting me can be of some help, as I can put a smile on your face.
Thanks for making me laugh. But this is not what I want to talk to you about today, though. Can you keep it a secret from my mom? You know, about you seeing me that day?
If that's what you want, then of course, Mia. I didn't say a word to Nancy.
Thank you very much. I would also appreciate if you just don't tell her anything that goes on between us from now on, too.
Got it. Is that all you want to speak to me about? Do you have anything else that you want to let me know? For example, complaints against your mom or something like that?
Complaints against her?
Yeah, exactly. You seem like a good kid, Mia. That's why I was thinking maybe there are some things that are difficult for you to say to your mom's face because you don't want to hurt her feelings. Don't you think? Every kid has complained about their parents at least once in their lifetime. It's nothing bad, really. Plus, it's not good for you to keep everything to yourself. So, what I'm saying is, I'm here to listen to whatever you want to say. Do you get it now?
But are you going to tell?
Your mom? Of course not. I promise you. You trust me, right?
Actually, I don't have any friends. Sorry that I've been lying to you all this time.
It's not that big of a deal. Just let it slide. But can I ask the reason why?
My mom never buys me any new clothes. The people in my class say that I'm always wearing the same clothes, so I end up being left out and nobody wants to hang out with me.
I see. It must be hard for you every day at school. But I want to let you know that you did absolutely nothing wrong, Mia.
And then, even worse, I'm so busy doing all the house chores that I don't have any free time for myself. The other day, this kid asked me to hang out, but I had to say I can't go. I guess I'll never be able to have friends if I don't hang out with anyone. The thing is that I want to look pretty and hang out with the kids in my neighborhood and at school without worrying about wearing crappy clothes.
I understand. That's what every little girl wants. It's normal that you have these feelings, so don't blame yourself too much.
I just hate the fact that my mom kicks me out of the house every time her boyfriend comes over. All I can do during those times is sit at the park and do nothing.
I see. Life must be really hard on you. I'm part of the reason why you have to go through all this, so please forgive me.
I hate Mom too. Other moms actually love their kids. All she does is ignore me and tell me I'm useless. I don't want to live with her or even be near her. I wish that I could just go somewhere far away and never see her again.
I didn't know that you've thought about going this far. Well, should we just put your wish into action then?
What? What are you talking about? Am I allowed to do this?
Why not? I mean, it's your mom's fault in the first place. Plus, you should have the rights and opportunity to learn more about this world, Mia. Don't you agree it's not good to get locked up all the time at home?
But my mom will yell at me if I leave the house without her permission.
Don't you worry about that. I'll pack up your belongings the next time I go to your house. Then I'll pick you up right after. Do you mind hanging in there a little longer until then?
No problem. I'm counting on you then. Thanks.
Sounds good. In the meantime, make sure your mom doesn't find out about our plan.
Mia, you're at the park now, right? My boyfriend is gone now. You can head on back. Make sure to do the laundry once you get home.
You do it, Mom. I'm staying at your boyfriend's house right now, and I won't be coming back. So you're never gonna see me again.
What? What are you talking about? Don't play with me like that.
I'm not playing with you. I already have my mind set on it. I will not let you boss me around anymore. Sebastian is gonna help me.
What? What do you mean?
I mean, I'm not going to be forced to live like I was anymore. Sebastian told me that from now on, I can live life the way I want to.
What is wrong with that man taking home someone's daughter? You're a minor. No wonder why I thought to myself, why is this man going home unusually early today? So that's what it is. You do know that I do not condone this type of behavior, right? Come home now.
I don't care whether you condone my behavior or not, because I don't condone your behavior either. I've had to put up with you all this time, but now I don't have to anymore.
Who do you think you're talking back to? Have you forgotten the fact that I'm your mother? Do you think it's okay to speak to your parent like you're doing right now?
It's not like you've ever cared for me as your daughter anyways. Am I wrong? Don't act like you've been a mother to me.
Are you seriously giving me that attitude right now? Have some respect, or else you know what's going to happen once you come back. You should have just listened to what I told you. How badly are you brainwashed by that man? He's nobody to you, but I am your mother. Are you seriously going to listen to whatever he tells you and betray me?
He did not brainwash me. That's so stupid. This is what I've always wanted to do. It's just that back then I didn't have options. I didn't want to live on the streets, so I did what you told me to. You know what? I thought you'd give me more attention and care more about me if I did what you told me to. But you never treat me like your daughter, more like a servant. You're so selfish that you never put yourself in my shoes and think how difficult my life is. I've had enough at this point, so I'm leaving.
That's not the case at all. Mia, you're a good child and I've always seen you as one. You know that Mommy loves you very much, right? So please come home first and we can talk it all out. Daughters who don't respect their mothers are not looked upon nicely by the society. You will have a good life if you listen to what your mother tells you to do.
But I realized something else too. You never loved or cared for me as my mother. I'm sick and tired of it. I decided to live my life by myself. I know that I can take good care of myself without you being there.
Whatever you say. I guess it was my mistake to date that man. He taught you things that are evil. I'll head on over and pick you up now.
I don't need you here. I'm not your puppet anymore, Mom. I don't want to wait on you hand and foot anymore. Nothing can change my mind about my decision. Stop texting me because I don't have anything else to do with you.
Listen up, Mia. Do you know that everything I did up until now is for your sake? The reason why I drove you out of the house is because I don't want any freaks or psychos to have their eyes on you. Do you get it now? You can't survive if I'm not by your side looking after you. Understand that?
If you really thought of me as your family, your daughter, then why are you treating me like I'm a servant of yours? You know what? I don't even have any memories of you acting like a mother to me. You never thought about protecting me. The only thing you want is to use me as much as you can. Am I right? This is not what you call a healthy relationship between a mother and her daughter.
Do not cross the line. Your tiny little brain doesn't even know what's happening right now. How can you have the nerve to accuse me with all this when this is how you behave? Who do you think is the one providing for you up until now? It's me. So it's your job to obey me and do everything I tell you to. Stop talking back to me and come home right now.
So this is what you really think of me? Then let me tell you the truth. I can't live under the same roof with someone like you. Enough is enough. My life belongs to me, not you. So stop thinking of yourself as my mom. I don't need you.
Sebastian, how can you do this to me? Do you think you can just be let off the hook when you take my daughter away from me without my permission?
There's nothing to be let off the hook. I'm just protecting Mia from you. You don't treat her like your daughter anyways. So I'm just doing the right thing by providing her with a safer and happier environment to grow up in. There's nothing wrong with that.
Are you seriously telling me that you think you're right with this much confidence? What you're doing is called kidnapping. You do know that if I call the police on you, you'll be arrested, right?
Go ahead then. I'm fine with that. I did nothing illegal, so to speak. And if I'm arrested because of this, I'm happy to bear the consequences. I mean, I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't believe it was my duty to help this little girl.
Stop playing with me. I know that you tricked Mia by pampering her and manipulating her like you're doing right now. Isn't that right? She wasn't a rude, disobedient child like she is right now. It's all your fault that I'm having such a hard time now.
Aren't you the one who gave Mia a hard time all these years? She's always dreamed of living apart from you. All I did is lend her a helping hand because I know how unhappy she must feel every day. You yourself should be blamed for making her feel this way.
I see what I need to do now. I'm not going to continue to waste my time here with a jerk like you. I'm calling the cops on you so you can spend some time in jail. This is your last chance to give me back my daughter, or else I'll make you regret your life decisions.
I told you to go ahead and do whatever you want. Plus, you're going to be the one in trouble if you call the police right now.
What? What are you talking about? I'm a mother whose child was kidnapped by a criminal. Do you still not know where you stand? There's absolutely no way that I'm going to be the one in trouble. Wake up!
Do you really think this is what's going to happen? Have you forgotten the way you've been treating Mia?
But you do realize that I'm her mother, right? A mother can do whatever she wants to her daughter. It is my natural right as a mother since I gave birth to her. It's none of your business as someone who's not even part of the family to meddle in my personal affairs.
Mia's life belongs to her and only her. You're the one who needs to stop meddling in her life because you gave her nothing as her mother. This is the reason why Mia has decided to cut you out of her life completely.
What did she decide to do again?
She told me everything that you did to her. If the police comes to know all about it, it's you who's going to be arrested. What's more, Mia will be standing her ground till the last minute, so there's no way you can get away with what you did. Now, do you understand what kind of position you're in?
What are you trying to get at? Are you saying that Mia will choose you over me? Never in a million years will this occur. Again, you do know that I'm her mother, right?
If you really acted like a mother to Mia, she won't be taking things this far. Nonetheless, I do believe that nobody would believe the words of the mother's boyfriend when the daughter barely even knows him.
Now you're finally saying something that makes sense. I hope that you're going to do the right thing next. Are you? I mean, you know that you don't have the upper hand given the current situation, right?
Of course I don't. But under ordinary circumstances, a child that young wouldn't ask a third party for help. But who's the one leaving Mia with no choice but to walk down that road? It's you, right?
So what? I mean, she's only a kid. Who's gonna believe what an 11-year-old girl says? Do you have proof showing how I treated her? I'm assuming no, right? Plus, she could have just decided to tell you everything on a whim. Can you swear to God that you've never complained about your parents to someone else? Come on, we've all done it once or twice during our teenage years. It's nothing to make a huge fuss about. She's in her adolescence. It's normal for her to exhibit this kind of behavior. What's more, what she claims is true has nothing to do with me. In all honesty, I treat her like all mothers do their daughter. I provide her with a house to live in, food to eat, clothes to wear, and school to go to. What else does she want? You know what? She really should be showing more gratitude to me.
You know yourself what you just said is pure nonsense. Understand that if you want to claim your natural right as her mother, you first have to take responsibility and care for your child. But as far as I'm aware of, you fulfilled none of your duties as Mia's mother. Therefore, you don't get to claim that right. What a poor child Mia is, to have someone like you as her mother. Now it's time for you to get a taste of your own medicine and pay for your actions.
Are you telling me that you reported me to the cops? What good do you even think that's gonna do?
That's not my problem. All I know is that this is the least I can do for Mia's well-being. What's more, she's ready for anything that could happen next. See, even your tween daughter is more mature and responsible than you.
You know that Mia will not turn her back on me, right? I know you're the one who's manipulating her to go against her own mother.
I already told you this, but I'll repeat myself since you don't seem to understand. What I'm telling you right now is what Mia wants herself. What in the world makes you think that there won't be consequences for what you did?
Of course I know. Isn't that exactly what's going to happen? Because I tried my best to raise Mia on my own. A mother's love cannot be described in words. You'll never understand because you're a man. I know for a fact that my daughter is not a backstabber.
You still don't seem to grasp what I'm trying to say, so I'll make it clear for you. The truth is, Mia received nothing from you, whether it's love or guidance. All you do to her is force her to listen to whatever you tell her. Now that she's liberated from your control, she doesn't owe you anything.
After that, Sebastian reported my mom to the police and they arrested her promptly. I went to the case hearing and told the judge everything that's happened up until now. Things like what my mom did and said. I also gave a testimony on my thoughts of all this. In the end, my mom was charged guilty and is serving her sentence somewhere far away. As for me, I'm living in a childcare center at Sebastian's suggestion. I mean, Sebastian's not my parent, so I know that living with him is not a legally feasible path to take. But it's okay, because Sebastian comes here to visit me almost every week. What's even better is that I'm now friends with kids who went through the same things as me. Thanks to all this, I'm now much happier with my life. This makes Sebastian less worried about me too. All in all, I'm having the best time right now living apart from my mother. More importantly, I'll work hard to become someone like Sebastian, who has the ability to help others when they're in need.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and click the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so you'll know when a new video comes out. Don't forget to also leave a comment below, and I'll see you next time.